you're watching HW News. This is Anusha. One more day to go for Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to present her maiden budget. Nirmala Sitharaman is the only second woman in our country after Indira Gandhi to do so. As the expectation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's second term is higher, this budget comes at a crucial juncture. India's economy has been passing through certain difficulties, and so the country is looking to the upcoming budget as a roadmap to all its recovery. Now, the challenges that Nirmala Sitharaman going to face are many, as she is preparing herself to tackle the sagging growth to rising unemployment to slow down of consumption. She seems to be walking through a tightrope. Now, the current crisis can be traced to an unprecedented credit crunch, with banks wary of lending due to bad experience with non-performing assets. Now, this has slowed down private investments and in turn dropped down the number of job creations as well. At the same time, diminishing disposable incomes has left the consumers with lesser purchasing power, completing the entire vicious cycle. Now, so in order to revive the economy, the finance minister should target certain core areas of the economy. What are these? Let us have a look. Now, let us talk about the first issue, that is job creation. It was officially confirmed that unemployment has touched 45 years high. The NSSO leaked report that had given an idea about it, but it was only after the election the government data came out which agreed to the fact that employment is at 45-year low. One of the main challenges before Nirmala Sitharaman is the job creation. So to create more jobs, the government must design certain programs where it should identify the loopholes and try to eliminate it. Sectors with maximum employment potentials like food processing, textile, construction, tourism, retail, manufacturing, etc., bringing all them together and forming a special economic zone could be a preferred route. Now, the Skill India initiative should also receive higher budgetary allocation, as it makes people more productive as well as employable. Now, the next topic is on banking. The market will definitely look for any mention of measures by Nirmala Sitharaman to tide over the banking crisis. The budget must also set aside funds for the recapitalization of bank, as a healthy system alone can meet the demand for credit and keep the wheels of economy in motion. Now, the upcoming budget is also a chance to steer the economy back on the growth track, carrying forward the reforms agenda and set the foundation for a stable and a forward-looking policy. This can be also a great opportunity for the Modi government that has received a huge mandate recently by uplifting the economy out of the troubled water and to deliver through tough situation. Now, the finance ministry should also put its focus on its well-conceived mix of reforms and fiscal boost. Now, the next topic is income tax. This budget should also announce rationalization of corporate and income tax rates. According to some experts, a universal reduction in the corporate tax rate to 25% will generate an investable surplus and bring tax rate in line with other major economies. Now, similarly, direct tax reforms will leave more money of consumers and stimulate consumption and savings. This budget would also be good to announce tweaks such as raising basic exemption limits to rupees 5 lakh. So, will it bring better reforms in the income tax section in tomorrow's budget? Let's see. Now, another topic is agriculture. The budget must also ring the next generation of agricultural reform, with more jobs and increased public expenditure on micro irrigation, cold storage unit and national warehouse grid that will help increase in farm income. The government should also consider increased allocation of schemes such as Prime Minister Kisan, PM Kisan, NREGA, as well as the Deen Dayal Gramin Kaushal Yojana. One can also expect an increased allocation for these schemes compared to the interim budget. Now, especially with schemes like PM Kisan and NREGA, the idea is to place more money in the hands of the rural population to enable higher spending. Now, this year we have seen a wave of major anger from our farmers protesting against the centre. From Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu to Delhi, the Modi government have seen how farmers from all the pockets of the country came out, raised their voice and demanded more reforms for them. So will Nirmala Sitharaman listen to the problems for the farmers in our country and will solve these challenges? Let's see. Another issue is infrastructure. Well, this is also another critical sector as it generates derived demand besides being the second largest employer after agriculture. So there, the Modi government must increase budgetary allocation to maintain the momentum on the construction of roads and highways. The government must also embark funds for other important projects such as Bharatmala, Sagarmala, high-speed trains, expanding metro connectivity and also upgradation of other ports. Now, not only these, after rural electrification, housing, toilets and cooking gas, the next big promise that the budget is set to make is that of ensuring piped water to every household by 2024. Nirmala Sitharaman is expected to provide the initial allocation of Jal Jeevan Mission and the Nal Se Jal initiative. The new Jal Shakti Ministry, which unifies all the function of various departments dealing with water crisis within our country, should be one of the focus points of this year's budget. But first, let us hear what our business and finance editor, Mr. Akhilesh Bhargav, has said.
The last time India had a lady finance minister, it was when Mrs. Indira Gandhi held the finance portfolio in her capacity as the Prime Minister of the country. So truly, India's first lady finance minister, Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman, presents her first budget tomorrow. She presents the budget at a time when India is facing a number of challenges on the economic front. Now, while there is one school of thought which says that the budget is a mere receipts and payment account of the government of India and too much should not be expected of it, but the fact is that traditionally the Indian Union budget has signaled policy decisions that the government took in order to put the country on a growth path. Remember the 1991 budget of Manmohan Singh. So the budget is an important document. It's not merely a receipts and payments as far as we are concerned. But she presents it at a time when the economy is facing a lot of challenges on a number of fronts. And what are they? Growth rate has been languishing. India's annual growth rate reached a 5-year low in financial year 2019. In fact, its growth rate in the quarter ended March 2019 was at a 17-quarter low. So we have a slowing economy. It's slowing year after year, quarter after quarter. Thereafter, the next problem is languishing investments. Investments, according to us, are at a 15-year low. And if fresh investments don't come in, how does the economy grow? How do we get jobs? Which is what is the next problem that India faces, unemployment. Unemployment is at a 45-year low, and one would be expecting measures even related to that. The bank and NBFC crisis continues unresolved, and because of that, fresh loans are difficult to come by, which again impact investments. Consumer demand has dipped, corporate profits have dipped, rural income has dipped, income of households have dipped, and because of that, a slowdown in the economy has taken place. And the net effect of all this is tax collections have gone down. Now, if the government's revenue goes down, how does it spend? And in fact, the present scene is not only has revenue gone down, but today, because of an increased populist spending by the Modi government, the resources available with the government for the purpose of productive investments have gone down. It is in this background, it is with these expectations that there be something to handle, to resolve these issues, or some kind of a policy initiative will start for all these issues that she presents the budget tomorrow. It is among the most challenging economic times according to us, because we are presently facing problems. We are presently facing erosion of fundamentals of the economy across the board. And the investors, the country, foreigners would be looking to policy directions being initiated in our budget tomorrow.
Now, there are so many issues for the finance minister to focus on in her first budget. The state of basic education is extremely bad in our country, and due to lack of good education, number of skilled people is very less. So there has to have a huge improvement in the quality of education starting from primary to world-class universities. Also, police judicial reforms, which is a very long-term thing and is yet no attention has been given to that area. So in the middle of all these circumstances, there is a huge number of demand from people demanding that finance minister should boost the economy and do something special. So will she or will she not? Let us wait and watch, and do let us know what you think in the comment box below. For more news updates, log on to www.hwnews.in.